Hey kids! Welcome to FaithTunes World, where Bible adventures come alive through fun and colorful animation. Have you ever felt sad or lonely? Maybe you felt like nobody understood what you were going through, or like you were completely invisible. It's a tough feeling, isn't it? Well, today we're going to hear a story from the Bible about a woman who felt just like that. Her name is Hagar, and her story shows us something amazing about God. He is the God who sees us, no matter where we are or how we feel. Long, long ago, in a land with lots of tents and sandy deserts, lived a man named Abram and his wife, Sarai. They had been waiting for a very, very long time for God to give them a child, just as he had promised. But as the years went by, they grew older, and still there was no baby. Sarai had a helper, a servant from Egypt named Hagar. Seeing that she couldn't have a child herself, Sarai had an idea. It wasn't God's plan, but it was her plan. She told Abram, "Go to Hagar, my servant. Maybe I can build a family through her." So, Abram listened to Sarai, and Hagar was going to have Abram's baby. At first, this might have seemed like a solution, but it quickly brought a lot of sadness. When Hagar knew she was going to have a baby, she started to look down on Sarai. And Sarai, feeling hurt and disrespected, became very harsh and mean to Hagar. The whole situation became so unhappy and unfair that Hagar couldn't take it anymore. She felt trapped and alone. So she did the only thing she could think of. She ran away. Hagar fled into the wilderness, a wide, empty, and lonely place. Can you imagine how scared and sad she must have felt? She had left the only home she knew, and was now all by herself in the hot, dusty desert, with a baby on the way. She found a small spring of water, a little oasis in the middle of nowhere, and she sat down, probably crying and wondering what would happen to her. But Hagar wasn't truly alone. Just then, an angel of the Lord appeared to her right there by the spring. The angel asked her, "Hagar, servant of Sarai, where have you come from, and where are you going?" Hagar was probably surprised. Someone saw her. Someone was talking to her. She answered honestly, "I'm running away from my mistress, Sarai." The angel gave her some difficult instructions. "Go back to your mistress and submit to her." That must have been hard to hear. But the angel also gave her an incredible promise. He said, "I will increase your descendants so much that they will be too numerous to count." He told her she would have a son, and that she should name him Ishmael, which means God hears, because the Lord had heard her misery. Hagar was amazed. Here in the middle of the wilderness, when she felt completely forgotten, God saw her. He heard her cries. He knew her pain. She was so moved by this that she gave God a special name. She called him El-Aro, which means, "You are the God who sees me." She said, "I have now seen the one who sees me." Hagar found the strength to go back, knowing that even in a difficult place, God's eyes were on her. So Hagar returned, and just as the angel said, she had a baby boy. She named him Ishmael. For a while, things were okay. But years later, God fulfilled his original promise to Abraham and Sarah. That was their new names. Sarah, at 90 years old, had her own son, Isaac. There was a big celebration when Isaac was weaned. But during the party, Sarah saw Ishmael, who was now a teenager, making fun of little Isaac. This made Sarah very angry and protective. She went to Abraham and demanded, "Get rid of that slave woman and her son. Her son will never share in the inheritance with my son Isaac." This broke Abraham's heart. He loved Ishmael very much. But God spoke to Abraham and comforted him. He told Abraham to listen to Sarah, because the special promise would continue through Isaac. But God also made another promise. "I will make the son of the servant into a nation also, because he is your offspring." God saw everyone's pain, Abraham's, Sarah's, and Hagar's. So the very next morning, Abraham gave Hagar some food and a skin of water, and sent her and Ishmael away. Once again, Hagar found herself wandering in the wilderness. This time she wasn't alone, she had her son. But soon their situation became desperate. The water ran out. The sun beat down on them, and there was nowhere to go. Hagar, believing they were both going to die, couldn't bear to watch her son suffer. She placed Ishmael under a bush and walked a short distance away, sat down, and began to cry loudly. Her heart was completely broken. "I cannot watch the boy die," she sobbed. But remember the name of her son? Ishmael. It means, God hears. And in that desperate, hopeless moment, God did hear. He heard the voice of the boy crying from under the bush. The angel of God called to Hagar from heaven. "What is the matter, Hagar? Do not be afraid. God has heard the boy crying as he lies there. Lift the boy up and take him by the hand, for I will make him into a great nation." Suddenly, God opened Hagar's eyes, and right there in front of her she saw a well of water. It had been there all along, but in her sadness and fear, she hadn't seen it. She rushed to the well, filled the skin with water, and gave her son a drink. They were saved. God was with Ishmael as he grew up. He lived in the wilderness, became an expert archer, and his mother found a wife for him from her home country of Egypt. God kept his promise. Hagar and Ishmael were not forgotten. What an incredible story. It teaches us so much. Hagar's story reminds us that even when we feel overlooked, lonely, or like we're in a hopeless situation, God sees us. He is El-Ara, the God who sees. And just like he heard Ishmael's cries, he hears our prayers too. He hears us when we're sad, scared, or don't know what to do. Sometimes, like Hagar, we might not see the solution right away. We might feel like our water has run out. But God can open our eyes to see the well of water, the help and hope that he has already provided. He cares for everyone, especially those who feel pushed aside or forgotten. This story teaches us to have empathy, to care for others who might be feeling lonely, and to always remember to talk to God, because he is always listening and he is always watching over us. He sees you and he loves you. Thanks for watching today's story, kids.